shout out to the friends who remind you not to idolize the lifestyles of others. Shout out to those people that are in my life that always keep it 100 with me, that always keep it real with me, that always let me know, like, hey, girl, pause, pause. And so we're going to take a moment to pause, girl. I'm going to share this conversation with you because just a few weeks back, I had one of those really good friends that always keeps it 100 with me. So, story time. Whew. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Thrive Like a Mother podcast. And I cannot believe I'm saying this, but we are in the season finale, season 4 of the podcast, last episode of 2025. Y'all, this year has stretched me beyond what I expected. It has grounded me and it has taught me so much more about grace. And so, as I'm sitting here talking to you, recording this final episode of the year, I'm just sitting in so much gratitude for every single conversation, every single guest that I've had on this year, every single download, every single mama who tuned in to the podcast and said, like, me too. I'm experiencing the same things too. So this episode, y'all, it's gonna be part reflection, part celebration. And as y'all know how I like to do, right? It's gonna be part vision for what's next. What's coming next for the Thrive Like a Mother podcast? What's coming next for this community? And so I wanna take a second. I wanna take a second to look back on 2025 and really just honor what this year has held space for. Because it's been a lot, right? And then we're gonna share, like, what's coming in 2026. As you're gonna be listening to this podcast, we really have, like, 48 hours left of 2025. And so there's been some things, if you follow me on social media, on my main Thrive Up Empowered account, there has been something brewing behind the scenes that I have been working on, and I cannot wait to see this vision come to life in 2026, and that is seasoned conversations. So that's what we're digging into today. Is It's gonna be a lot. Grab your cup of tea, take a deep breath with me, and let's take some time to reflect together. And so when I think about 2025, y'all, this year has been a year of me learning how to really truly be more present. I am now a mama of 3. Mr. Henry was born back in 2024. He's a year old, about to turn 2 soon. And so I knew that this year for me was going to be about presence and about staying grounded, right? But also learning to be more grateful for the life that I'm living right now, not the one where, oh, I think I should be at this point in life, or I wish I was doing this in a certain way. And so just even talking about that, I gotta share a moment with y'all because shout out to the friends who remind you not to idolize the lifestyles of others. Shout out to those people that are in my life that always keep it 100 with me, that always keep it real with me, that always let me know, like, hey, girl, pause, pause. And so we're going to take a moment to pause, girl. I'm going to share this conversation with you because just a few weeks back, I had one of those really good friends that always keeps it 100 with me. So story time. I needed that reminder, right? It was towards the end of the month, and it was that time of the month for me. If you know, you know. And y'all, emotions were running high all over the place. The whole week for me literally just felt like an emotional tightrope. I was just like, "Ooh, ooh," everything was just hitting me right in the heartstrings, right? And so I was doing my scrolling on Instagram, just scrolling, catching up, seeing what's happening. And I came across a reel, and it was a reel of another mama, and she was showing just how she was having a really slow, intentional morning. Everything was calm, there was no drama, there was nothing, like, over the top, she just had that time to herself, and for some reason, we know the reason, the emotions hit hard that morning, and in that moment, I started to cry, like full on sobbing tears. And I voice memoed my friend, if you're close to me, even if you're not close to me, you know, I love a good voice memo. So I voice memoed her and I'm sitting here crying and I'm saying how much I wish that my mornings looked like that. How much I wanted that version of slowness and softness in my own routine. I know. I know. Now, I got to give a little bit of backstory here because about a few years back, my mornings did look like that, right? I was a mama of 2, and I thought I was doing the dang thing. I was waking up at 5 AM before the whole house woke up, and I had those slow, intentional mornings, and things don't look like that anymore, right? But my friend got me together real quick, and I thank God for pleasing people in my life who can always lovingly check on me and say, like, "Okay, you need a reality check right now, sis." And so she reminded me literally in just a few sentences that it was okay for the future. It was okay to want things for my future and for our family's future, but not at the expense of forgetting the beauty of, like, right now, the beauty of what is so amazing in your life presently? She literally was like, "Ebony, like, you have that now. You have the space in your backyard to start creating this garden. You've created a garden without being in the backyard. Y'all, I've been gardening in containers in the past 2 years." She said, "You can create the slow mornings, the intentional mornings in the season you're in right now. Sure, it's not gonna look the same as her morning, right? And it probably will never look exactly like her morning because we're all unique, but you can still choose presence in the life that you have today, right now." And y'all, when I tell y'all mic drop, I was like, oh, not her getting me together just in the absolute best way and the most loving way. And the reminder that I needed because y'all, she was exactly right. She was right. Like, sure, my mornings don't look like they did before, right? When I was able to wake up at 5 AM. My mornings sure don't look like that mama's mornings right now with 3 little ones to get ready for the day. Chaos happens, right? Even before the sun gets up. Even before the sun gets up. We are in currently a season of night terrors. That's a whole nother episode, right? The things that we don't warn each other about in motherhood. Some conversations need to be had for sure. But all of that to say, I can create slowness somewhere else in my day. Right now, it's not the mornings, and that's okay. But I can choose intention in the pockets of time throughout the day that I do have, right? No matter what amount of time that it is. And so instead of starting to long for someone else's rhythm, I've been asking myself some questions. And these are questions you can ask yourself too. First one is how can I make do with the life that I have right now and still be grateful in it? Still give glory to God for it. And 2, like, where can I start to carve out that softness that I'm craving in a way that actually fits my real season? Because, like, okay, yes, I want that softness, I want that slowness, I want that intentional morning, but what does that look like for me right now, realistically, right? And y'all, that revelation, that became honestly one of the biggest lessons of my year. That joy is not in trying to live someone else's life or match someone else's lifestyle. It's about finding loving in what you have right now in your own life. And so my life doesn't have to look like hers to be just as beautiful. Your life doesn't have to look like hers to be enough. Your life doesn't have to look like mine to be enough just as it is. And so that right there, that perfect picture of what this whole season, what this whole year, that is exactly what this whole year has been teaching me, to be grateful in the now. And honestly, that moment, that conversation, that realization for me, um, through the tough love of a friend, just to honor my season, that is exactly what has inspired this next chapter of Thrive Like a Mother, of Thrive Empowered. Because if there's one thing that I know for sure, it's that women, myself included, we are craving spaces where we can show up exactly as we are. No mask, nobody telling us who we should be, spaces where we can share our real stories and our real thoughts, and where all of the comparison, it melts away, where we can be present and that becomes the standard forever, right? And that is really where the heart of Season Conversations came from. It was from a desire for building a community that celebrates the life that you're living now, today. Not the one that you're scrolling in, not the one that you are wishing or hopeful for, but celebrating your season right now and talking about that with other women, right? So let's dig into Season Conversations because it is happening January 16th, 2026, the first in the series. We're going to be gathering for, I promise you, a one of a kind dinner experience. It's going to be intimate, it's going to be soulful, and it's going to be so deeply nourishing, not just in the menu, which, by the way, I have curated personally for y'all. Everyone coming in attendance, I've curated this menu for y'all, and I will be cooking it for you, which that's probably another episode. My journey into starting to truly share my love of food and the way that I pour my love into my food with y'all. Another conversation. But this dinner, y'all, it's not just another dinner, right? It's not just me cooking you a meal and sending you off on your way. It's really a moment for the women coming to actually sit down together, breathe together, share stories, laugh, release anything that's been holding you back, and reflect and remember yourselves again. I want you to think of a beautifully set table because, yes, we have to set the vibes, right? But every single dish is going to have a story. Every single conversation, which will be guided, is going to have a purpose to help you really reflect on 2025 and bring in renewal for 2026 so that every single one of the women that are going to be in attendance, you're going to leave fuller, right? Than maybe you imagine. Because this is not just about, okay, my body, but also your spirit. I want your spirit to leave fully nourished. And so, one of the biggest blessings that I want to share with y'all about bringing this event to life has been collaborating with some incredible Black owned small businesses that has been on my heart. And so, to start off, like, Season Conversations needed a space. Yes, I had the menu. Yes, I had the conversation, but I needed a space to actually bring this to life. And I wanted this to be a space that was safe. And so I was very intentional about searching for the right space. And it has been an absolute dream collaborating with Creators Kitchen. Creator's Kitchen, that is the home of Seasoned Conversations. And when I say I knew the moment that I started to vision this space, vision Seasoned Conversations in it, I knew that it was exactly where this event needed to happen. And when I tell you, I reached out to quite a few places, and I honestly 100% believe that God was orchestrating in the background without me even knowing. He already knew. He already knew where Season Conversations would happen. And this place, this space, Creator's Kitchen, was it. It is a space full of warmth, and it is a space where this creativity, this grounding energy of Seasoned Conversations is just going to literally wrap you the moment you walk in. And y'all, Camille, the owner of Creator's Kitchen, y'all, she is such a gift. She has been so helpful, so supportive, and so open to this vision that we're bringing to life from day one. Day one. Like, she didn't just give me a location and a space, she truly gave me a partnership and encouragement. I'm trying not to get emotional because y'all know how big support is for me. But she has given us a space that truly reflects what Seasoned Conversations is all about. Her hospitality and her heart have started to just shape this event in ways that I couldn't even have imagined, even when it was just an idea, my notes app, even though I was just trying to nail down the name of this event. And so, Camille, if you're listening to this episode right now, this thank you. Thank you for believing in this event, believing in the women that are going to sit in this space. And thank you for also just pouring your own magic into the foundation of Seasoned Conversations, because this is event one, right? This is event one, and it is going to feel like a homecoming for me and every single woman in that room. It's going to feel like a reunion, an exhale. And I can't wait to share the table with every single one of y'all who will join us. And y'all, let's talk about the future a little bit. Like, we know Season Conversations is coming January 16th, 2026. I will make sure I put the link in the show notes, but that is just the beginning of 2026. We are starting off really big. And for the rest of 2026, my heart is really expectant. I know that this season, 2025, has stretched me, right? And next year, I want more depth. I want more intentional conversations to bring to you on the podcast. I want to grow more of this community. I want to create more spaces where women feel seen and supported and in the real seasons of their lives. They don't have to put on the mask. And so on the podcast, Thrive Like a Mother, you can, of course, expect more solo episodes, more honest reflections, more guests who are going to pour into you and give you tools to help you thrive in every emotional, spiritual, and practical way. Things you can put into use today. That has been my purpose in creating this podcast. And beyond the podcast, Seasoned Conversations, y'all, it's just the first step. It's just the first step to more in person gatherings, more community building, and more soul nourishing experiences. Y'all, everything that I've learned this year, out of everything I've learned, is that we thrive the best when we don't do life alone. We thrive the best when we start to truly build our circle of people who understand. And like I said, people are going to keep it real with you also. 2026 is a life that we're doing together. That is that whole year that we're doing it together. We are supporting each other. we are not going to get through 2026 alone. And so as we close out this season, goodness, as we close out this season of the Thrive Like a Mother podcast, I really just want to take a moment to say thank you again, because this podcast, y'all, it exists because of you. It exists because I know on the other side of this screen or on the other side of this headphone or phone, wherever you're listening, I know that it's because of you that we're growing. It's because you're showing up. It's because you're listening to these reflections and these tools and you're putting them to action. And it's because you're a part of this community that believes in thriving in every season of motherhood, all of them. And so 2025 has been a year of learning how to slow down and still continue to move forward, and how to continue to make space for rest and joy, how to keep showing up with intention. And so as we start to move into 2026, I'm carrying all of that because those are all things that I want to hold and continue in 2026. And I am so excited, so excited for season conversations to kick off in January 16th at the Creator's Kitchen. And this event is truly the heart of everything that I've been building all along, where not only you're going to get good food, but you're going to get the good conversation and you're going to get both of those in good company, right? And leave fully nourished, fully nourished. Especially at the start of 2026, we are starting and we are making sure that our cups are full. And I also, goodness, my hope for y'all and honestly for all of us is that we continue to make that room for rest, for joy, for nourishment in every single format. And so thank you for being here with me, for thriving alongside of me this year. Even when you felt like you weren't thriving, you were, because you kept moving forward. And here's for more seasoned conversations, more grace-filled, ease-filled growth, and more thriving in 2026. I'm sending you so much light, love, and gratitude always. See you next year.